Don't embarrass me. I'm not Patton, okay?
I'm
GrandpaGaming.
Nice to meet you. I'm Admiral Cobble's Public Affairs Officer.
Yes, sir.
We're going to take...
Captain?
Welcome to...
Nice to meet you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
She's still there, too.
We need to get to the designers. Where's the frickin' elevators? After this, I'm gonna have to have a nap. Ooh, the Osprey. There's my baby right there.
53?
CH-53.
I'm Dimitri Shvets. I'm the operations officer.
Hooah! If you look here, these doors will open up. Right inside, you'll see a mount for a gun. You'll see all the seats here. They're against the walls. Everybody's looking in. Pilot seat, left hand, or I mean right hand seat, and the co-pilot is on the far side. Massive engines. Look at the size of these rotor blades. Seven blades? Lieutenant, 7 blades? 6. 6? Yep, 7. Now if you look at that big, we call it the horse collar right up there, the whole thing tilts like this, and then the rotor blades, it goes like that. That gives it the lift, and it's forward momentum. It can also, what we call side slip, this way. And the tail rotor back there, which is massive, gives it its horizontal axis. All these rotor blades can fold back for stowage. And you'll see the tail there. The tail folds back for stowage. This big probe up here, that's an in-flight refueling probe. And it's out so far to where the drogue will come in below the rotor wash, connect right there on the little black probe, and it gives it in-flight refueling for long range missions. This here is the Osprey. You'll see that the engines here rotate. Of course, you'll see the flaps here. When the engines are down, this gives lift. And then of course, when they're high up, the engines will rotate, give forward momentum. Once it gets forward momentum, airflow over the wings, then they're for horizontal flight. Again, pilot, right-hand seat, co-pilot, left-hand seat, and right up here, you'll see that little knob down there. That's for FLIR, forward-looking infrared, and of course the in-flight refueling right there. These little dark probes here are called pitot tubes. That gives in-flight information for speed over ground and air. Now you'll see here on the ground, hey, get over here. You'll see here on the ground, this is hydraulic fuel, and that's probably from leaks there on the hydraulics that rotate the engines.
Gramps, I'd like to introduce Admiral Cottle.
Hey, Gramps.
Admiral Cottle?
Hey, Daryl Caudle. It's a pleasure.
Pleasure to meet you, sir.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
My
Admiral's
wife
right
Donna.
behind.
Hi.
Donna, nice
Hi.
to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
And your spouse is here as well, right?
Where'd my wife? Oh, there she is, hiding behind the big boy. This is my
I'm
wife,
Daryl.
retired HMC.
It's an
Pleasure to
honor.
meet you.
Pleasure to meet Hi, you. I'm Donna.
Happy to meet you,
Nice
Donna.
to meet
Very
you.
happy.
Okay, so we're all yours for the interview.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is the second LHD I've been able to be on, and right now, it brings back a lot of memories.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
It's like you never left, isn't it? You
Well,
should have a feeling
yeah.
that'll make you come back home quick. I guess.
when I was on the Normandy yesterday, wow, on the bridge, whoo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what would you like to do, sir?
Well, wherever you want to kind of stage and.
How about in front of the Big Five?
Okay, let's go do it.
Okay. Folks, we're here on the USS Bataan, LHD 5 with Admiral Cottle. Thank you for having me aboard, sir.
Gramps, thanks. It's a real pleasure to be here
Okay.
with you.
So, sir, what is your job here?
Well, my job is I am the commander of U.S. Fleet Forces. So all the U.S. Atlantic Fleet forces, from this ship and all submarines, all aircraft, all people, about 125,000 folks work for me as the in U.S. Atlantic Fleet, and we just brought down a little taste of that here to Fleet Week Miami.
So, in essence, you have the last word over everybody.
In essence, that's true. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
See that?
except my wife.
Okay. Yeah, I can understand that, folks. I can understand that. So, yeah, so this is the big boss here. He's the head honcho. Bird right here. What's her major function?
Well, transport, marine transport. And you'll
Okay.
see kind of down in front of the next one down is an MV-22, again, kind of transport.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got some attack helicopters in front of the Osprey.
Yes, I see those.
Yeah, so Cobra, Huey. And so that's with the exception of the Harrier, and some big decks are equipped already for F-35. The Marine air component is a big part of amphibious operations.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, you have a squadron of 8 Harriers on board?
Typically, yes, it's usually 8, and it deploys between 6 to 8. Yes.
6 to 8.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, if anybody doesn't know, the Harrier is vertical lift takeoff, VTOL, okay? But it can do short takeoffs,
Yeah, rolling starts.
rolling starts.
Yes.
So it's quite a sight to see when those bad boys get in operation. How long have you been in command, sir?
Well, I've been in command a little over 2.5 years, and so coming into my 3rd year by the end of this year. Of course, as you know, this is our first inaugural Fleet Week in Miami.
Yes, I understand that, and being here is an honor for Fleet Week. When I was on the Oklahoma City, my first Comp 7 Fleet was Vice Admiral Holloway. He was there for 1.5 years, then he was relieved by Vice Admiral Steele, and then Vice Admiral Holloway went to Chief Naval Operations in DC.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, and hopefully when your time comes, you'll be in DC with the big boys.
Well, I'm going to try to stay in the fleet as long as I can.
Oh, excellent, excellent.
I found it's a lot better than the 5-sided building.
Well, folks, I will see this man again tonight at the Marlins game, Saturday night. So if you got the boob tube on, tune in, because that's going to be a sight to see. The Admiral's going to be swearing in how many folks tonight?
Yeah, we're doing a re-enlistment for about 40 sailors out there in center field.
Yep.
And the Fleet Master Chief is going to be doing the first pitch.
The Fleet Master Chief.
Yes, yep. John Perryman is his name. He works for me. He's the Senior Enlisted Advisor for our U.S. Atlantic Fleet. And so he'll be doing that. And this is a celebration, really, of sailors and Marines, as all Fleet Weeks are. So hopefully your audience have had a chance to engage with some of them this week. That's the key. That's what we really love, sir.
Okay.
For them to meet these folks.
There you have it, folks. Be there on the tube tonight to watch that Marlins game. Until then, see you on the flip side. One more thing here, I wanted to ask the Admiral how gaming comes in to the operations in the naval fleet operations. So can you explain that like on the submarine, sir?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, I've learned through you, it's never too old to learn how to game. So that's number one. So, but number two is how do we leverage the fact that so many young folks are now growing up in a world where that's such an integral part of their life.
Yes.
So instead of trying to, resist that, we've learned to embrace that. And there's many examples, and I'll just give you one quick one. But on our submarines, our Virginia class, which is a completely digital photonics mast, it does not penetrate the ship, it's all electronic. The way we control that periscope is with a, no kidding, Game Boy controller. Not a facsimile of one, the actual Game Boy controller.
So there you go, folks. Our multi-million-dollar submarines are controlled by a joystick game controller.
That's
How's
exactly
that?
right.
There we go. We'll see you at the ball game. Bye-bye now. Ready?
Yes.
Now, the way this works, folks, you feel that in your hand, then you roll the handshake, and there it is. Thank you very much,
You're
Admiral.
welcome. Absolutely.
Now we don't have to restage our group shot with you holding both coins up.
This says presented by the commander. Wow, I am honored, Admiral. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
United States Fleet Forces Command, presented by the commander. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Absolutely.
Captain.
Okay. Thank you very much for taking time. I really appreciate it.
We'd hook up like this, and then the bird, it wouldn't even touch the ground. They would take off with all 5 of us attached, and then pull us up on the bow ramp, and one by one.
I'd have a heart attack.
But I'll tell you what, the rotor wash was horrendous. Captain, what are these sensors here?
So that's part of our aviation survival equipment. So basically we utilize those to kind of intercept and defeat missile threats. It kind of provides a bigger essay
Okay.
level for us.
So she does have flare shaft on board.
She does, yeah.
Wow, I see 1, 2, 3. So you got 3 on each side?
Yeah, they're located in various places throughout the aircraft that sort of provide
Okay.
the best envelopes for us.
Okay, gentlemen, if you just turn around here,
All right.
introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Captain Brown.
I'm Captain Michael Williamson.
And we are in front of their Sea Stallion, Marine Corps. Go ahead and tell me what you do, sir.
Yeah, so we're both pilots for the CH-53K King Stallion helicopter. This is the newest model of heavy lift for the United States Marine Corps. Basically, it's got 3 turbo shaft engines on it. There's 2 more just like that on the other side. And they're capable of producing a combined shaft horsepower of 19,200.
Each?
No, each, it's combined. Yeah,
Oh, combined,
shaft
okay.
Horsepower. And then we're capable of lifting 36,000 pounds externally.
Wow.
As the aircraft sits right here, it weighs 62,000 pounds, so extremely heavy lift bird, but very capable.
So you also deliver troops and vehicles, Humvees,
Yes, sir.
within the vehicle?
That's correct.
Yep.
We have 30 stroking seats for carrying packs. You can internal or external Humvees, as well as any other cargo, up to 36,000 pounds externally, which can include vehicles and anything else. Very good.
As well with that probe, so we can come up behind the C-130 and get gas, take fuel, and just act as a range extender. We can put tanks in the back. We can act as kind of a mobile gas station for an army refueling point, and then we can allow us to kind of leapfrog aircraft into battle space.
Now everybody, this is a big bird, so the captain's going to tell you how they stow this bad boy underway.
Cool, yeah, so basically the aircraft as it sits here, so blades, they can spread all the way back, so it looks kind of like a hawk in a dive. It's kind of cool looking.
Yeah.
And that tail, the pylon disconnects and it folds the tail in. If we really need to squeeze them in, we can take the refueling probe off, and then we can stack them in the hangar. But yeah, so that's how we fold them up on the boat.
There you go, folks. Winged warriors right here, United States Marine Corps. We'll see you on the flip side Sunday night. Bye-bye now. Explain what you do here.
Awesome. So I am Sergeant Bay. I'm a V-22 crew chief. So I get to fly in the back. I'm in charge of all the logistical stuff in the back, as well as the onboard mechanics. So I'm fixing the plane, keeping the plane in the air while the pilots are flying it. We are capable of VTOL, so we're able to take off straight up and down like a helicopter, turn into an airplane, and then land like a helicopter as well. So what that does for us is it gives us the distance and the speed of an airplane, but still able to land in smaller zones like a helicopter would. We don't need a runway or an airstrip or anywhere to land. We can land anywhere that our propellor blades can fit. So parking lots, baseball fields, middle of the woods, whatever it is, we can land wherever we need to.
So if you wanted to, you could take the Osprey here and land at Marlin Stadium, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Yep, see, there, folks. And basically in flight, you become the flight engineer then, correct?
Yep.
All right. All right, and flight engineer, load master, everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
All in one job. So
Wow.
it's a good time.
He's got a lot of hats on board this bad boy. So you're also, or do you have ground crew that keep up with the maintenance?
Yep, so we also have our maintainers. So we have 3 main shops to cover every single component on the aircraft, but our crew chiefs as well are also maintainers.
Are you allowed to say, are you Mardet, Marine Detachment?
Yep.
Okay. And you also have ground warriors that deploy with the ship?
Yep, so we were actually on this deployment, on this ship for deployment. We just got off about a month and a half ago.
Okay, all right. So you're actually going to go back out on deployment, correct? Or are you going to go back to another port?
Not for about a year.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have.
Oh, so you get some downtime then,
Yeah.
huh? Yeah, I bet you're looking forward to that, huh?
Oh yeah, gonna enjoy it.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Yep, of course.
Thank you.
Anytime.
Of course. Say again?
Which one do you use the gunner?
So I actually fly the Huey, and he's one of our maintainers. So
Okay.
We're very, very intermixed here, so we fly.
So you're a Green Warrior, right? United States Marine Corps.
Yes, sir.
Hooah!
That's right.
Hooyah! Yeah. Okay. Can you explain? I guess you're in the Cobra.
I'm one of the maintainers for them, yes, sir.
Okay.
Cobra pilots are in a meeting right now, so kind of covering down.
What I need you to do is go ahead and
Clip that guy on.
flip this guy right here, and go ahead and explain what you do for the bird here.
Cool, absolutely. How's it going? My name's Sergeant Kazarian. I am one of the flight line mechanics for the AH-1 Zulu Viper. So my main role on this aircraft is going to be all of the power plants, fuel systems, engines, drivetrains. That's all my wheelhouse. So I am making sure that the aircraft are safe for the pilots to go up, do their mission set, and then remain for the troops on the ground, provide close air support and stuff like that. So I do all the hourly, daily inspections, making sure that this aircraft goes through, it gets a once over, all the parts and components are correct and able to fly. So I do that on a day-to-day basis, about 5 days a week, and then I ensure that the pilots have a safe aircraft to go up and fly in. So that's a pretty overview of what I do as a maintainer on this aircraft.
Now I see control sticks here. The gunner position in front, correct?
So both pilots are identical, both cockpits. So you can fly from the front, you can fly from the rear. Typically our flyer is going to be on the front side just for visibility purposes off the nose. You can see a little bit better, but actually the aircraft flies a little bit more true in the back. So you can fly from both seats, but typically the front seat's going to have the pilot that's flying, and then the back seats are going to be your gunner or your mission commander, running guns, rockets, your navigation, and then running your sensor off the front. Yes,
Can
sir.
you explain some of the weapon platforms, please?
Yes, absolutely. So up front, we have our 20 mic. It's capable of about 650 rounds per minute, as well as on these wing stubs, we have 6 mounting points to run all different variants of rockets and guided missiles. So right up here is going to be our 19-shot unguided rockets. So we can carry an array of those guys across those stub wings, as well as we can do a 7-shot laser-guided rockets. So basically a sensor up front, you're going to use a designator and a laser with the targets. And then that 7-shot rocket pod is going to shoot those rockets wherever the laser's pointed to the end game. We also have JAGM Hellfire capabilities, so our longer range missiles out to about 7 miles they're good for. As well, we can carry an AIM-9 Sidewinder, one on this side, one on that side, for a total of 2. That's going to be our air-to-air missile, defensive platform. So anybody in the airspace with us, that's what we're going to deploy.
Can you explain the new helmet system for the Cobras?
So our helmet system's been typically the same between these two aircraft. First Lieutenant Comper's going to grab that one over there, and he can tell you a little bit more about those guys.
I'm glad we didn't see that because the other guy just got the bird.
Yeah, absolutely. I know a little bit about it, but this is his wheelhouse. So, sir, if you want, I'm going to just bump this over here.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, so like Sergeant Kazarian was saying, this is the Odo, the optimized top owl. So this is the helmet that we as pilots wear up in the front. It works the same in the Cobra as it does over in the Huey. So what it provides us is a couple different things. Obviously, it provides us comms, the ability to talk and listen. And then also it provides us a mounting point for what's called the DDM, the day display module that goes over your right eye. That provides us a lot of flight instrumentation over our right eye. Also can provide us some pretty cool capabilities. Like I can see where this sensor is looking. There's two magnets in this helmet, and then if you see up there's like a little nub above the pilot's head. It can tell the orientation of those two magnets and figure out where this helmet's pointing, and therefore where I'm looking. So the sensor, I can get like a little, we call it the ghost. It's like a little reticle over where the sensor is looking, and I can also see where the other pilot is looking. So if we're trying to find something, like he sees something I don't, like, hey, where are you? Is like match my ghost. We can both look at the ghost. And then at nighttime using the sensor, if we find a target with the sensor, I'm still trying to visually acquire the target, I can look for that ghost and find it with that. In the Cobra, they also have the ability to slave the gun to the helmet, so they call it shooting face guns. So they can turn their helmet, have the gun follow the helmet, and then they just pull the trigger just to employ the ordnance off of the Cobra, which is a really good suppressive weapon system. The other thing it provides us is also a mounting point for our night vision goggles here that mount and flip up and down, dual tube Anvis 9 P45 white phosphor goggles, and they also have a display module over the top of the right eye for those as well.
And those helmets aren't cheap?
They aren't cheap. That is correct, sir. About 80 grand.
Molded to a specific head. Correct?
Yes, sir. So the white guts in here. So the shells come in two sizes. I think it's like medium and large, or small and large, one or the other. But the actual guts, so the inside of the styrofoam, is like laser fitted to our head in Camp Pendleton, and I broke mine and had to reorder them, and it was a huge pain.
Ooh.
So yeah.
I hope you didn't have to pay for that.
I did not know.
Okay.
But yeah, and then it's got some cool stuff. Like we can put laser eye protection in here and roll it down. This is just like our clear eye protection, but it provides us a little bit of safety from getting lased in the eyeballs. Okay. And then also just this visor comes down for us to try and look cool while we're flying around. So
that is cool. I've been trying to get one of these for surplus for when I stream, because my flight simulator will be, hopefully the chair will get here this week. Then I'll be able to put it back together and then start my flight sims again.
Right.
Awesome.
Yeah, there's barely enough of them for us to get. So I think it's gonna be a little while for these hit surplus. So.
Well, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah, of course.
Sergeant.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Hooah!
Rock.
I did that on purpose.
Yeah, that's right.
Hooah!
Thank you.
Okay. We are here again with this young lieutenant.
Yep. First Lieutenant Ryan Comper, call sign Lance.
Okay. And we're in front of the Super Huey.
The UH-1 Yankee. The nerds on the internet will call it the Venom, but we all call it the Huey or the War Pig. So.
Okay.
The Yankee.
If you look up here, folks, this is not the old thump 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 thump. This is a 4-blade Huey, right here.
Same idea, same mission set, but just kind of the latest and greatest.
And the old HE-1 had one engine, correct?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah.
You have two.
We have two GE T700 401 Charlies. They produce about 1,800 shaft horsepower apiece. So a piece. So yep.
That's 3,600 horsepower combined, folks.
She's got some ponies.
That's some lift power there.
Yep.
And this gentleman over here?
He's also one of the Huey pilots too. So this is Captain Colosro, call sign Simp.
Call sign what?
Simp.
Simp? Like, oh, let's take that target out. That's simple.
Correct.
Okay.
Sort of.
Something like that.
Okay. Can you explain some of the weapon systems here?
Yeah, so I'll let Corporal Rosenberry explain some of the crew serve weapons we put on this aircraft. Do you want me to mic him up?
Yeah.
Don't, hold on.
We're good. I'll just hold it.
Okay.
You're good.
You're good.
Well, as First Lieutenant Comper said, I'm Corporal Rosenberry. I'm a crew chief on this aircraft. And what that means is cabin space is kind of my office. I'll sit on this ammo can behind one of the 3 weapon systems we can mount on either side of the Huey. This mount right here would be for the Gauss 17 or the minigun. The 6-barreled electrically driven machine gun shoots 3,000 rounds per minute. That's 50 rounds a second. We can also put the 50 caliber or the M240 Delta as well on.
A little bit faster.
First Lieutenant Comper would know more about the rockets that he fires, the fixed forward ordnance.
I know about the LAUs.
Okay.
I know. So this is the, is this the 12?
So this can fit 7 rockets.
7.
Yep. It's the same that we can put on the Cobra, and I can also put a 19-shot pod on this one as well for the unguided ordnance. But we shoot the Advanced Precision Kill Weapon System, APKWS, which is a laser-guided rocket. Comes off the Cobra, comes off of us as well. And then we also have a sensor, same as kind of like the Cobra. It's just a different model, the Bright Star Block 2. We used to also laser designate for those.
Now, can you put a Hellfire wing on here also?
No, sir. We've not yet, unfortunately. So.
I know you want to play with the big boys.
Well, we usually fly with them, so our squadrons are mixed. 15 Cobras and 12 Hueys in a squadron. So generally, we fly around with those guys. In a mixed section.
In this bird, you're close support. Those guys there are high support.
So we really both fly to close air support. So I tell all the tour groups that we fly in a mixed section. So usually a Huey and a Cobra in the section, and they bring all the weapons to bear for close air support. All the anti-armor capabilities of JAGM and Hellfire, and it's sort of like their medium range stick there, and then also their cannon, right? And they bring a lot more rockets to the fight. So they're kind of the missile pig, if you will. And then we're also there. What I bring to the fight is the fact like all the different mission sets that this aircraft can do. So it provides a lot of flexibility to the ground force commander as far as like tasking he can give me. And I also bring the crew chiefs to the fight, and they're kind of our close-in defense weapons because they're a lot more reactive and a lot more accurate. They have this whole area that they can see, right? I can't see past my shoulders, and even in the Cobra, they can't really see a whole lot. And he can swing that gun the entire length of this aircraft. And if somebody was to do something stupid, like take old pot shots out with an AK-47, he's gonna have 50 rounds a second heading his way. So.
Well, I appreciate what you guys do because on my team back in the 70s was a lot in the early Sea Stallion.
Right.
They wouldn't even land. They'd drop a rope, we'd hook in, and away we go.
We do that as well. We do a little bit of everything. In
Still around to say, hey, thank you. Nice to meet you.
Thank you, sir.
Yep. This guy here, hiding in the background. I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk.
First Lieutenant Comper allows to talk, so we better just do the whole thing.
Well,
hey, do you know about their boots? They're only allowed to wear certain kinds of boots.
Yeah.
Explain your boots. Those are Rockies right there. Those are Rockies, and the back of the Rockies, unlike mine, the back of the Rockies have to have leather on the back strap, because if you don't have leather on the back strap, it's not authorized because the aircraft did not put on you. Yeah. So my boots are not authorized to be on the aircraft. They can be authorized.
I need a new set.
Oh.
If you find any,
okay.
No, they're
folks,
looking like moccasins right now.
If you show your heels again, now these heels, that's there for a purpose, and you want to know why? See those rotor pedals in there? That's how those get ground down. I'll bet you, right?
Maybe.
No,
I can just walk weird.
Nah.
Yeah.
Captain, let me see your heels.
Easy.
That one's
a little bit.
Well,
we know who spends most of the stick time.
Yeah, the smarter ones got to do on the mission.
Yeah. So most of the air crew and the pilots will customize their helmets with the actual air shield, which looks like that face right there. The air shield right there. Most of the Army that I've noticed, they usually paint them. This is actually the first time I've actually seen any kind of burlap put on there. It's awesome.
One of that was so for their deployment, the Buzzsaw Mew a couple years ago. They all got that. Like the flight, he set them up with all that stuff, and the tinted visors too. So
is that for the door gunners?
Yes, sir. Yes. So the mask, Rosenberg probably talked to some of the mask stuff.
Come on, put it on. We want to get you.
It's not his. It's not mine.
Oh, okay. It don't fit.
And that guy's got lights too. So we want
okay.
But it just provides like if he was to stick his head out in the wind, they talk with like a push to talk right, for their ICS. And if he was to stick his head out in the wind line and start talking over that thing, it would just like blow my eardrums out. Yeah. So that just kind of shields static. When we do dusty landings, they don't get rocks in their teeth. Other than when they go out and try and chew on the
That's what I need for my late night stream, so I don't wake Sandra up.
No, you don't. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate you guys.
Hey, thank you all. Appreciate it.
Thanks for your service.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, fresh service and watching my ass for feeling.
Yeah, of course, yep.
They have a blast on these ramps.
Yeah, my God.
Man, this is, whoo!
Imagine rough seas, too.
Well, rough seas in this, because she's got a flat bottom.
We can go down one more deck. And then we go down one more deck ramp, one more ramp, and then we go down where the Marines are at. And they have a bunch of displays set up there and everything else.
Okay.
Okay. That's, once you get on the deck, if you look left, they have a bunch of stuff there for you.
Did you enjoy your time?
Master Chief, I certainly did.
I'm so glad you did.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you for everything.
Oh, you're welcome,
and you
man.
tell your wife she is the sweetest. I'm so proud of y'all.
She's
I know.
coming down pretty slow, but there she is over
Let
there.
her take her time. She is a doll.
Yeah.
So glad you guys had a good